Oh, are we echoing? Hopefully not. It's thinking about it. I don't think it's gone live yet. Here
Here.
it is. All right, we are live. Hey, welcome everybody. Uh, I'm just going to get right into it. You can tell we're very thrilled to have Walt and Melissa. I am hearing an echo now. I'm sorry.
That was on our end. It should be gone.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine. That we have Walt and Melissa. Not only we have Walt and Melissa anytime, we have May the 4th, right after they reached 15K subscribers. Congratulations, you guys.
Thank you. It's a pleasure and honor to be here. So we appreciate you asking us to be on. This is fun.
Well, thank you. And T-Town Mary Ellen, as always, one of my partners in the panel. And thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And we are also expecting Epcot Bob to join us. And we've got Leanne and Dave were not able to due to other commitments. So anyhow, thanks for being here, guys. I'm going to just right away, I just always like to ask you guys, everybody knows you already, but go ahead and can you tell us, Mouse Talk, your channel, what do you guys do, etc.?
Well, I'm Walt.
I'm Melissa.
Yep, and we are obviously Mouse Talk, and we do live streams on the weekends. We have Desanity on Tuesday nights. We have some other streams with partner channels like Disney Dan with Disney Movie Review on Wednesdays, and we have a blast. We really do. We love bringing the parks to those that can't make it down here, and we just enjoy it. We enjoy the community. We enjoy the interaction with folks, and it's been a blessing to meet so many wonderful people. So.
Yeah. Well, you guys have obviously come, and I honestly, I feel like I knew you from the humble beginnings when you guys were just starting live streaming. And so, and how far you've come. And here's Epcot Bob.
Yay.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, guys.
Good to see you.
Can you hear me okay?
We can.
We can hear you. You're a little laggy on the video, but not too bad.
I tell you, my connection is just...
Oh, it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's good now.
It's better at Epcot.
Yeah.
Everything's better at Epcot, right, Paul?
That's right.
For sure. Everything's better at Epcot. I agree.
I'm going to go ahead and welcome in the chat. So Keith, our first person here, BDF, whose birthday is coming up in 37 days, 61st birthday. He's going to go live. I'm going to be on his stream. So Keith, thank you for being here. Disney Nerd Herders, Charlie, Stacy, good to see you.
Oh,
Rob,
they're trouble.
yeah, that's right. Well, you guys can.
Too.
And Rob Fuzz, one of my partners in crime. Good to have Rob here. We have got, let me keep going down here. And I saw Janie B, I know. Oh, there's Love Pugs. Hey, Love Pugs, nice to have you here. And Janie B, always a pleasure. And congratulations are giving to Mouse Talk. Hey, we have Leanne Sherbick here. Leanne,
hey,
nice to have you here. We have Walking with the Woods. I believe Walking with the Woods is friends with our friend who does the food reviews, Bob. I can't remember his name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We can.
Kenny.
Kenny.
Right?
Yeah, I believe they're friends with him. And
okay.
We have Richard Scott. Nice to have you here. Hey, Dean the Turkey Legster. I love seeing Dean here. And I think I said hi to Richard Scott already, didn't I? If I didn't, hi, Richard Scott. And all right. So tonight, what we're going to do is we wanted to ask we're going to call Walt and Melissa the experts because they've always known a lot about Disney.
Because they are.
Now they live down there. And they're going live from the park. So we're going to ask them some of the tougher Disney questions. They may not be. We're not. We're not going to try to disparage Disney at all. We're just going to ask some of the tougher questions. So the first three questions I'm going to ask. So I showed them this earlier, and Bob, and you can do it any way you want. Are you guys hearing audio issues?
No, it sounds good here.
Just a little static.
Yeah, I think it might be on your side, Bob. I'm not positive. Should we try muting you for a second? Yeah. It's a little staticky.
Not too bad.
Okay. Well, so anyway, we're going to ask Walt and Melissa 3 Disney questions, and everybody in the chat and T-Town and Bob and I, we can all guess what they're going to say. We'll see how well we know Walt and Melissa.
Okay.
Then we'll get into the tough questions. Okay. Question number 1. All right. Favorite ride at Epcot. So hold on to your answer. Everybody think it out. I'm going to write mine down. And I got...
This is hard.
Watch, I'm going to be wrong on everything. Okay. Now let me see if anybody in the chat has guessed. All right. Does anybody in the chat, and of course my chat's a little bit behind because I'm using StreamYard, have a guess for both Walt and Melissa individually? What is their favorite ride? Okay, Disney Nerd Herders says Guardians. So I'm assuming they mean for both of you. Dean the Turkey Legster also says Guardians. And let's see. T-Town is definitely saying Guardians. So, okay. Guardians is not my answer. I'm going to show you mine. I put Three Amigos for Walt because he sings on Three Amigos. And then I put
He
Living with...
sings on everything.
Well, that's true.
That's
This
true.
is true.
I'm sorry.
And Living with the Land on Melissa. All right. Bob, what's your guess?
I know I'm cutting out a bit here, but the same as yours, Dean. Exactly.
Okay. Yep.
We must think alike.
We must. All right, guys. What's the answer?
Here's for me.
You go first.
All right, so for me, favorite ride and best ride are two totally different things.
Oh.
So the best ride right now is Guardians,
Sure.
but it is not my favorite ride. My favorite ride is Spaceship Earth.
Ah.
And so close because Living with the Land would be right behind that one.
Close
So
second.
you-
I thought of Spaceship Earth. Okay. Janie B says Ratatouille, by the way. Walt, what's yours?
I think Melissa makes a very good point, but I think as time has gone on, the more I've ridden it, I think that Guardians is now my favorite ride over there. It's like unlike anything we have at Disney, period. Coaster or not, it's just a ton of fun. The music actually on the ride really plays a huge part in making that ride so much fun. Take out the music and it's not quite the same ride. But Guardians, I think, is now probably my favorite. I really, really look forward to riding that ride. Spaceship Earth probably would have been a close second.
Yeah.
Again, Living with the Land, love it. It's not that we don't. We love that ride. It's just something about Spaceship Earth. But
Okay.
Guardians.
I don't know why, I just do. I really love Spaceship Earth. Even though it needs changing and all that, it's always going to have a special place here.
It's hard to argue with that. And Leanne said the same thing. She thought yours was Spaceship Earth. All right. And was yours Guardians for both T-Town?
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Okay. All right. Question number 2.
I had maybe Melissa's might be. Am I cutting out again?
No. You're good.
Okay.
Frozen.
I kind of had a thought that Melissa's might be Frozen, but I thought I dare not say that.
I do like Frozen. I love everything.
Well, I don't know. You know, there's people have mixed reviews on Frozen. Sometimes it's like, oh. So
I'd rather have the original back, to be honest.
Yeah, Maelstrom. Me too. I'm with you.
I wish
Dean.
we had both. I'm tired of them taking away the old classics. Just
Yes.
like why can't we have it in addition to?
Yeah.
Right.
I miss Maelstrom. Okay. This one's a lot easier. All right. And now everybody be very clear that your guesses are both individual for Walt and Melissa. So monorail or Skyliner? Just two choices.
This is a no-brainer.
Yeah. I think so too.
If you watch them at all.
I mean, if I get this wrong, I'm going to be very bummed. Okay. Let's see. I got to look at the comments. Let's see what we got out there. Hey, Bloomin' Cheese, nice to have you here. All right. Okay. So Charlie says monorail for both. And Leanne says monorail. And Bloomin' Cheese says boats. But that's not one of the choices.
Bus.
Yeah. Okay. And I'll call them out if anybody else answers them. Bob, what did you say?
I was going to say monorail, but
Okay. Monorail? T-Town?
Monorail for both.
Monorail. I'm so embarrassed. I said Skyliner. I know I got to be wrong. Everyone's saying monorail. Okay, guys. What is it?
Go ahead.
Well, for me, it actually would be Skyliner
Oh,
because I love it, but
Not me. I'm
Yeah.
monorail.
you're a
Monorail for me.
I'm not allowed to ride the Skyliner.
She is allowed to ride the
Unless I ride
Skyliner.
it
I'll
alone.
meet her over there.
He's afraid.
Yeah,
So
I'm afraid of heights. So the Skyliner for me, the
Yeah.
issue that I have with it, it's really beautiful up there. Don't get me wrong. I've ridden the Skyliner 4 times.
Okay.
If you could guarantee me that it wouldn't stop,
Yeah.
I think I could do it more often. But I've been up there when it stops, and I borderline freaking out. I don't want
there
that.
was a big
Yeah.
wind, a lot of wind
Oh.
the other day, and
Yeah.
Charlie and Stacey were on it, and Stacey said she thought she was gonna die. So I was
Yeah,
like,
I probably would.
I don't know how I would do because I don't know. It just depends. But yeah, I can't
Yeah.
ride it because of him. So
So if it wasn't for that, and you had no fear of that, it would be Skyliner, or would it?
I would love
Yeah,
that.
I
wish
think
it was more
I think it
available.
would have been, but Blue and Cheese is right. Boats
That's
overall
his
is
fault.
my favorite. I
That's
love
true.
taking the boat no matter what.
I think Bob and I might be on the same page. We have gotten on more and more boats. We'll just go on boats for the sake of
Yeah.
going on a boat.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's nothing like the ride from the Polynesian over to the Magic Kingdom, as
Agreed.
opposed to
Agreed.
you
Yeah,
know.
or Wilderness
Yeah.
Lodge.
Wilderness Lodge. We'll
Yeah.
take it from
Mhm.
Wilderness Lodge a ton.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
like with the little boat, the one that I call it the Willy Wonka boat. It looks like the Willy Wonka boat from Gene Wilder's movie. The one that's got like the canopy
Mhm.
and it's real little. Not the friendship boats, that one. I like taking that one.
Yeah,
That one's a fun one.
yeah,
But the monorail is classic, and
Yeah.
definitely.
it is fun.
Nothing like an empty monorail is too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Gotten
true.
those. We've gotten those.
Couple
It's
times.
awesome when you can get them.
Oh yeah. I mean, not to get off topic, but I put out a video about how to do Disney property without going into parks, and in there I show how to time yourself going through Epcot on the monorail when Harmonious or whatever show is going on,
Mhm.
so that you get to see a sneak peek of it. There is nobody on the monorail at that time, so
Yeah, I believe it.
that's pretty cool. That's right before I met you guys and you gave me a ride home.
Yes.
All right, question number 3. Here we go. The last of the easier questions. Simply, great movie ride or Mickey's Runaway Railway? I feel like they're getting easier, but watch, I'll go ahead and I'll be wrong. Okay,
Not really. You won't get this one wrong.
I'm pretty sure. Okay. What did I missed on some comments here? I think I got this one. Janie B said Skyliner looks cool with all the character skins in it too. Yeah, although I do like to get the plain ones because it's easier to see out of.
The plain ones are nice if you're there for the viewing of it. I agree.
Yeah.
The ones that have the wraps on them are cool, but
Yeah.
they're really difficult to see out of.
Yep, it'd be cool if you have kids and the kids want to say, "Oh, I was on this one or that one."
Right,
That's
exactly.
true.
Yeah. For me, talking the cast with the cast member driving the boats is the best. Yeah,
It's
That
true.
is true.
Yeah, I've done that.
they're so friendly. Yep. You can't talk to the monorail driver. Yeah, there is no monorail driver anymore, right?
No, I think there is. I think there is.
Oh,
They're
oh,
there.
that's right.
Yeah, because they always wave. You just can't
Yeah.
sit up there with
Yeah,
them
you just
anymore.
can't sit up there. That's right. Okay, Charlie says great movie ride for both. Leanne says Melissa, great movie ride. Walt Railway. Doug Bailey, nice to have you here. Janie says they are smiling when you said, "Oh yeah, great movie ride." Yeah, great movie ride. Hey, Sean and Alana, we got from Down Under Cruisers. They are from Australia. Nice to have you here. Good day. And then Keith says Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I love the free massage at the end that Goofy gives us. I didn't know about that. Okay, Mary Ellen, let's start with you. What did you
Okay,
think?
I haven't been like separating them because I feel almost like they're on the same page, but I was wrong. But I'm still gonna say both of them great movie ride.
Okay,
Yep, same here. I mean,
same for Bob.
yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause that's
same
what I
here. Yeah, not even close. I mean, it's great. Got to be great movie ride, guys.
For me, it's a great movie ride. I love Runaway Railway, and I swore I wasn't going to. I was extremely angry when they shut down Great Movie Ride. I'm still salty. And I was like, I'm not going to like that movie, but I really do like it. But just like my opinion with Maelstrom and Frozen, why couldn't we have both?
Yeah.
Right.
I miss it tremendously.
Yeah. Actually, Great Movie Ride. I agree. I really like Runaway Railway, but there was just something about the Great Movie Ride that was just so classic and wonderful. And I loved the way all the little skits they did in there, whether it be the scene with the pharaoh and the mummy, or the scene with the gangster, or whatever. It was just, and then the last scene when you go into the major room and they show all the clips of the movies. It's classic Hollywood Studios or MGM, and I really miss it. I love Runaway Railway. Great ride. Yeah. So much fun. Put it over where Launch Bay is.
Yeah. I know there's nothing over there right now.
Put it over there. But yeah, great movie ride for me too.
Yeah, I wish they would have just added Runaway as a separate, and
just changed out the movies and just continued on.
Oh, yeah.
So much. They really could.
And Runaway is good, but it's almost a little projection mapping overkill.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I think it's kind of out of place at Hollywood Studios. Right. I really think it should be at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. Really
should.
I agree. I agree with that. Yep, and I agree with Bob. I feel like we're going to get projection mapping overload. I just feel like it's getting to be a bit much. And you could have to use it more sparingly, I think. Okay, very good. All right, guys, now let's get into the tougher questions.
Ooh, fun.
Leanne doesn't like railway at all.
She doesn't.
We've had dinner with her a couple times and we talked about it, and she always makes that face, and she does not. She's not a fan with it.
I think I needed a chiropractic adjustment afterward. It was so hurtful.
When you do the dance room, especially.
Yeah, I mean it's just all over in the tornado and
tornado room too.
Yeah, it's just
that's true. I like that you don't have to wear 3D glasses though. Like I wish
that's true.
They did Ratatouille. I wish they had brought it more to today and maybe did the projection mapping instead of having to wear the glasses. I think we're past that point now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's just me.
Well, guys, now we're getting into the tougher questions, and everybody out. I honestly feel like it's important to say. Everybody just be honest. We're going to ask Walt and Melissa these questions first, then Bob, T-Town, and myself, we're all going to kind of add our comments afterwards. But we're going to ask some of these tougher questions. And the first one is Disney overpriced?
Yes.
Melissa came out with a quick yes.
I mean, everything's going up right now, and inflation's driving everything up. But it's getting harder and harder, I think, for people to be able to afford taking their time. And I think everybody should have the opportunity to come to Disney at least once in their lifetime.
Walt's mantra, right?
Yeah. It's hard. It's just really hard for people,
Exactly. Walt?
This is a tough one because I would say back in the day, Disney's pricing for the value that they gave was commensurate. I've always been a big proponent that Disney wants me to pay top dollar pricing, then you need top dollar service. Okay? I mean, that's what they need to do. Are they overpriced? Yes, they're very much overpriced. I mean, you're getting hundreds upon hundreds of dollars for value resorts now to stay. And tickets have gone up big time. They are definitely overpriced, but it's one of those things, they're going to charge it if people will pay it. The only way they're going to lower it is if people don't pay it. Yeah. Supply and demand.
Yeah.
So, yes, I feel they're overpriced for sure.
Looks like Bob dropped for the moment. I'm sure he'll be back. I wanted to say hi to Blaine of Really Creative. Nice to have you here, Richard. It's an honor to have you here. And okay, Mary Ellen, how do you feel?
Yeah, I totally agree. My kids would like to go more often. I would like to go more often, but I can't afford to go as often as I'd like. Plus, they still haven't given back the perk to Park Hop. You're paying for a Park Hopper pass, right, but you don't even get to hop until after 2:00.
Well, that's true.
So to me,
That's
that's
true.
not a good benefit. You
And it's
don't
not
get what
cheap.
you used to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Park hopping, that extra add-on is expensive.
It is.
It
And
is.
I enjoy park hopping. I
Yeah.
can do a few parks in a day, just,
Yes.
doing lightning lanes or
Mhm.
restaurant reservations or something, and that's not a possibility anymore. So I don't know. Yes, I think it's overpriced, but like Walt said, if people are going to pay it, they're going to continue doing that until that calms down. They're not going to do anything.
Yeah. Keith says, even though it seems to be overpriced, I believe Disney parks and entertainment is traditional family value for entertainment. I'll say this, since he made that comment, is I agree with you all. It's so pricey now that it has changed my whole strategy about being down there. I don't want to pay for 5 days on site. I'm thinking maybe 2 days now because of the price. But when you compare it to other things like Universal and so forth, honestly, for value, you are getting a lot. Disney has so much that even Universal doesn't really have. And so that's kind of my thoughts. Bob, before Bob, I turn it over to you. We've got Kevin from Kevin Theme Park Adventures. Nice to have you
Hey,
here. Rob Fuzz is back. Nice to have you here.
hey, Rob.
Bob, what are your thoughts as an annual pass holder? Oh, we got Horizons 18 as well.
Hey, hey. Sorry about my cutting out.
All good.
My phone's telling me you might have network issues. Oh yeah, really? Like always.
Darn it.
Anyway, so what's the question?
Is Disney overpriced?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. There's a lot to do, and there's a lot they have to support. But for a guy who used to bring my family for many years and could do that affordably, I just don't know how people can do it now.
Right.
So
I often want to ask people if they put it on their credit card and pay it off over an extended period of time,
Oh,
or
yeah.
if they save up, or how they do it. Because if it's a once in a lifetime thing, or if they budget it somehow to come back I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it's not affordable for families anymore.
Right. And
And I-
for Walt, you and Melissa, you're annual pass holders, so it's a different strategy for
It
sure.
is. It
Yeah.
is.
yeah, I used some trickery to get my last one to get the price down, but
Yeah.
each year it gets harder and harder to buy the AP because it's so expensive now for being out of state.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sure.
So
Yeah.
And I think the other thing that bothers me about it, with everything going up, and you see things in the park that are a little out of control. Like you'll go places and trash cans are overflowing, and you go and cast members are talking amongst themselves when they're supposed to greet you as you come in and out of the parks, and they ignore you. And
Well-
not all of them. We've had some fabulous cast members.
Yeah,
I don't want to get into that.
But that's where
Um,
that's where value comes into play for me. You understand? That's what used to make Disney
right, special.
different from everybody
Yeah,
else.
made it a step.
Okay, when you used to go to those resorts that they are now modernizing and making as plain can be, there used to be something fun about staying on Disney property because it was different from a normal hotel. There was tons of theming. They're taking the theming out of the resorts now as well. So that's why, for me, yes, it's overpriced because they're not giving the value they used to give.
And
Yeah.
they supposedly can't afford to have enough cast members to just to keep people in check in the parks. You see kids climbing on trash cans and climbing up on walls. There was a wall by the bathrooms 10 feet off the ground, and the father's just looking at him, get down,
Yeah,
son.
he was up there.
He was standing up, and it's like there are people in places they're not supposed to be, and they don't have enough staff. Hey, Donna, to control what's going on in the parks either. So it definitely takes away from what your experience used to be.
For sure.
And it seems like the rides are breaking down more and more.
Yeah.
TTA doesn't work very
TTA.
often, and
They just
you know.
refurbed it, yeah. Every time we're in the park, every Saturday or Sunday morning, when we open the app, I swear there's at least 2 rides down from the beginning of the park opening almost every weekend.
Yeah.
And they're usually pretty big rides, Pirates or
Right.
Yeah.
Big Thunder.
I did want to welcome in Mad Flat Hatter, and our good friend Donna Jaworski is here.
Welcome.
hey, good to see Donna, and I saw Richard in here earlier. Hello to those guys. I when I was down last, we had dinner together. It was the highlight of my trip. So
Yeah.
All right, next question, and this one probably is definitely going to be one Walt and Melissa are going to feel. Is Disney getting too crowded to enjoy?
I think that's, how do I answer that question? Disney talks about how they're able to manage crowds now with the reservation system. They talk about how they can manage crowds. We're able to manage crowds better. The parks are definitely more crowded than they've ever been. Now, I think part of it is because of the fact with this reservation system, in the past, you used to have Christmas and Christmas week and spring break week. The parks were to the point where they would reach capacity. Those were busy weeks in the past. And then you'd have your dead weeks where there wouldn't be that many. It's now kind of evened out more, that reservation system, and people allowing their kids to be, working from home or homeschooling now. They have a little bit more flexibility to go in times when they used to not go in the past. So I don't know how to really word that, but it's too crowded for sure. But according to them, it's not, because they're able to control these crowds. So I don't know. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be as much days where you go in and it's like, oh, there's nobody here. Once in a blue moon, you might have this random day, but you can't predict it like you did in years past to be like, oh, this is a great week to go. This is when it's quieter. Mm-hmm. It's hit or miss. Mm-hmm. But some of the weeks for sure that'll be really busy, like holidays and spring breaks and stuff. But there are other weeks when you think, oh, it might be a good time, and oh, what just happened?
and don't get me wrong, Disney doesn't want empty parks.
Oh yeah, sure.
That's the whole point. They want every day to be filled with people. That's their business. I get it. I totally get it. And that's why they have events, running events, special events, festivals all the time. They do whatever it takes to drive the people to come in. So I understand why they do it. It just,
But do you think a lot of them are Florida residents, or these are people from the UK, or these are Americans that are just taking, like you said, the time off to go whenever?
Yes. I think it's all of it, to be honest with you, because I hear people in parks asking questions and talking, and you just know they've never been before. You just know it. You know they've never been before. And then you hear the accents, or you hear the different languages that you don't speak the language, whether it's French, Spanish, this, that, or the other. And you're like, okay, well, they're obviously from not here, or there could be local. I think it's a mix of all of it.
Yeah, in different times of the year, you'll
know if the people from abroad get a good deal, like, do you think that they get enticement to come over? Because they seem to
we found out they do.
They do.
We didn't know that, but
they do. Ask Disney Dan, ask Cy, who comes in, different people from over there. They'll tell you. I think there are certain deals they do get.
Mm-hmm. Huh. But there are different times of the year that you can tell there are different countries, because you see a lot more, hear different languages or different accents.
Yeah.
So that you're figuring they must be on break, or they must be something for them to all be able to come over, because they definitely are like, oh, this is when all the Britons must be on vacation.
Yeah, or the Brazilians. When the Brazilians are there.
Or the different Asian cultures, you'll see them come in all at once. Like Christmas time, because they don't really celebrate Christmas in their countries. Like countries that don't, so you can tell during the holidays we see a lot more. Because,
Yeah. Want to welcome in Movie Mania Nick, and so somebody else too, Adventures by D.
Hey, Dave.
Bob, you're a annual pass holder, and you go pretty frequently. What are your thoughts on crowd levels?
There you
go.
Okay. Am I back?
You're back.
All right, I'll be choppy. But I think it's you can't find quiet times anymore, hardly, and especially I was curious what you guys experience being down there now, and you're saying the same thing. It's really hit or miss. And now this last trip, I went a couple weeks ago, and I hit a couple low days, but it was just like, it's been a long time since I've hit days where I could do walk-ons onto rides. Mm-hmm. And it's just
cutting out a little bit. I'll just say this, that Bob will relate. Back in the glory years of Epcot, the rides were geared to swallow up lots of people, so you didn't feel the people all out and about. World of Motion, I think, was the biggest crowd. It could handle how many people at a time? It was a lot. Horizons, the Universe of Energy.
Sure.
These people, there were so many people in those things that you felt like you could walk more freely. And now with all the festivals, I feel like everything is out there,
Yeah.
and then you stand in line to buy a food item.
Yes.
It just feels more carnival-ish.
It is.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Very true.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get on every ride. Since I'm not there all the time, I would like to ride rides that I don't get to ride. And that wasn't possible in October. They were still, unless I bought a lightning lane, which I refuse to do on every single ride that I want to ride. The lines were an hour, 2 hours long.
Yeah. Well, all right. The next question is, how optimistic are you that Eager will correct the ship? Obviously, we've had some, I think everybody would agree, some bad decisions and bad time of leadership. How confident are you that Bob is the man?
Don't ask Walt that question.
Well, that's why we want to ask him.
Okay, you asked for it.
Yeah, I can't get really started on him.
Okay.
I think a lot of I'm not a Bob Chapek fan at all, but I think he was given some really unjustified criticism on a lot of things that were in motion and being developed under the previous leadership, and then were given to him to finalize and brought into motion once he took over, a la Genie Plus Lightning Lane. That didn't just happen all of a sudden under Bob Chapek. That was something they had been developing for years to get into the system in the My Disney Experience app that Bob Iger was part of. He is now back. He could get rid of some of these things. He's done some things here and there, and that's all fine. I don't think he can right the ship. I think that not fully, not in the time frame that he's supposed to only be there for 2 years. I just don't see it happening. He could have got rid of these reservations. He hasn't gotten rid of them. He could have got rid of park hopping for us. He hasn't done that. I'm not a big fan of his. I haven't been. This whole debacle, and that's all it is, with Governor DeSantis is equally to blame on both sides. And I think he has a point. He's there the other day during his interview, and he said, hey, I'll take a call anytime from Ron DeSantis, and we can work this out. And my answer to him would be, why don't you make the call? Why does he have to make the call?
Yeah.
Why don't you make the call?
Right.
So this goes both ways with him. Is he better than Chapek? Yes. But he did the big thing with him was, first off, Shanghai Disney was started by Michael Eisner. He took it over and finished it. But Iger bought IP. That's what he did. He bought Marvel. He bought Star Wars. He bought Pixar. He bought IP. But a lot of the other things, I don't know. I don't think he'll right the ship, to answer the question. Not in the time frame that he's going to be there. But we'll see. Is he better than what we had? Sure. Yeah, I'll give him that. But I don't think he's head and shoulders better.
Okay.
Just my opinion.
Yeah.
I got a lot more, but I'll leave it at that. It's only an hour show. But what do I know? I don't know anything.
You know a lot. Mary Ellen or Bob, any follow-up thoughts on that?
No, I agree with Walt 100%. I think Chapek was kind of the fall guy for some of that stuff. And then, Iger just rushes right back in to save the day. Do I like Chapek? No. But I agree with Walt.
Yeah. Bob, you're the same, or?
I don't know, boy. This connection is just not doing very well tonight.
Okay.
Oh, you're fine. It's all right.
Yeah. Right
Okay,
now.
you guys cut out for about 2 minutes there, so I'm not even sure.
That's okay. I said a whole lot of nothing.
I'm sure it was good.
It was the best part.
I'll catch it on the
Yes,
replay.
Yeah.
Of course. Just my luck.
Well, what about having Eisner back? At least that's a good question from Charlie.
I love Michael Eisner. The gentleman that was his kind of his yin to his yang, who passed away in the helicopter accident back in the 80s, was such an important piece to that, because Eisner was the brains behind all the creative things, and the other guy was the guy that was the voice of reason financially.
Okay.
Where Eisner didn't have that. Once that guy passed away, things kind of fell apart. I think Eisner is absolutely fantastic. We have MGM Studios, Hollywood Studios. You have Disney Cruise Line. You have Shanghai. You had Disney Channel. All these things were him. They were these hotels. All these hotels. He's the one that started to come out with all the other hotels down at Disney. He was such an innovator. I would welcome him back in a heartbeat. But he's my favorite.
Didn't he really create the package that made us all end up staying there and doing everything at Disney? I mean, putting us in the bubble.
Yeah, he really was. I mean, he made some mistakes financially on some things and made some decisions on allowing certain people to run things that probably shouldn't have been ran. But that all happened after his counterpart, Buddy, passed away in that helicopter, and I can't remember the gentleman's name.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Well said. I do think that's what's lacking.
That's true, Donna.
Yeah.
Yep. So
welcome in, Amy.
Yep.
Yeah, I like what Donna said there about the IP. I mean, IP is great when it's appropriate, but it, you know, like at Epcot.
Frank Walt. Yeah. Thank you.
Too much IP there. You know, it's stuff that should be at Magic Kingdom. You know,
like I'm afraid once they reimagine Splash Mountain to Tiana, they're going to do some of that and take out the animatronics. It's like, you know, who wants to see a bunch of that?
Yeah.
I mean, I want to see animatronics, the IP. I mean,
right. We know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because you say that, and Dean, I'm sorry, I don't mean to step in for a second. What makes Magic Kingdom so great? It's the lack of IP. Big Thunder Mountain, Pirates, Splash Mountain. I'm sorry, Small World.
Yeah.
Haunted Mansion. All those things, they are not Jungle Cruise. They're not IP. Space Mountain. They're not IP. They're just rides. You know, Haunted Mansion and Pirates were movies after the rides. We actually were there the other day. You'll find this so funny. We're sitting in front of Pirates, and a kid comes off of Pirates. He just wrote it.
He wasn't even a kid.
He wasn't even a kid. He was in his 20s. And he says to his friend, he goes, "Yeah, this ride is based off a movie." I said, "I can't believe what I just heard."
That's the ride based off the movie.
Yeah, that's the ride. It's based off a movie.
Kill him.
Where was it we heard that somebody said, "You mean there was actually a Walt Disney?" We heard that one once.
Oh boy.
I can't remember where that was.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dean.
No, that was good. Leanne says Eisner and Wells are like Walt and Roy, right? Roy was the money guy. The reasonable one.
Yep.
Okay. Here we go. Do you think Walt Disney World will continue to add good attractions or even a fifth gate?
I can answer that one's good. Okay, so will they continue to add good attractions? Sure. Their attractions are good. Some of them are great. Some of them are good. Here's what I'll say about a fifth gate. For a while there, I thought they probably need a fifth gate. I don't think they can do a fifth gate. They can't handle the four they have.
Yeah.
Can you imagine trying to employ a fifth gate? They can barely keep up with the four they have, whether it be the overflow of the trash, people not paying attention to the people around them, and you know, making sure everything's running the way it is. They're not fully staffed in the four they have. A fifth gate would be an impossibility right now. Just an absolute impossibility, in my opinion. Yeah. Would I love a fifth gate? Yes. But I'm afraid of it because can they properly staff it? You know anything?
Yeah, and I don't know if they're trying to say they don't have the money to hire people to do it. There are plenty of people that need jobs. So I don't know, you know, with the losses they're taking with Disney Plus and other things, I know they're making buku money in the parks, but, you know, they're not willing to shell out the money to get the staff. Then, yeah, I don't think they should, as much as it would be amazing.
Right.
Should they right now? Probably not. Maybe we'll see one, but it probably won't. So the other day, it probably won't be in our lifetime.
Yeah. Bob, what do you think?
I'm just reading Donna's comment. I like that. There are no mountains in Louisiana,
Right?
I mean, and it's a
Right.
mountain.
They're below sea level.
It's like, I hadn't thought of that.
Exactly.
I would love to see him at a fifth gate. I know there's some talk that they're, have filed some paperwork, but yeah, you're right. I'm not optimistic, at least not for a while.
Yeah. Mary Ellen?
Yeah, I wish they would add attractions instead of taking them down and redoing them. I don't know. Yeah, but I'm with Walt. How can they? That's the one thing you guys, Bob and Dean, we talked about when we were there in October. The trash that we've never seen before when we've gone to Disney World, and I saw just. I'm not even going to describe it. By the trash can that two, of their people just walked right by and didn't even, or didn't even think to go by or check it or whatever. It was just gross. It was like being at Six Flags instead of
Yeah.
Disney World.
The
Yeah.
bathrooms are the same way. Yeah. Dirty.
I don't know.
They're getting that reputation.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you mentioned Disney Plus, and I didn't know that, Melissa, but so they are losing money on Disney Plus? Is that true?
They are. They actually, that was one of the driving factors behind actually what I think cost Chapek his job. The parks have been making money hand over fist. The parks are doing really well.
Yeah.
They lost, I think they ran the numbers in the fourth quarter, and they had lost over $1 billion from streaming. I think you can look it up. It's public knowledge.
Wow.
I think it was like 1.5. Streaming just isn't. Again, this is a baby of Iger's that fell into the lap of Chapek. Iger started Disney Plus. That was there when he was in place. They haven't made the money they thought. They were actually losing money on it. So what the Disney Plus is going to be scaled back. I think streaming as a whole. And I told her this. I said I don't think streaming is going to be as wonderful as people think it is going to be.
I disagree with that. But the problem with Disney Plus is that they're making all this content, putting all this money into special effects and paying high-end actors, but the content is, forgive my French, crap. The storyline is terrible. There's no story. There's no heart. There's no, in the last few Marvel movies, with the exception of Guardians, have been boring.
Agreed.
There's quality and quantity, and what they're focused on more is quantity right now than it is quality. Yeah. They need to. It's like throw it up against the wall and let's see what sticks. Right. It should be more about quality, and there's only so many subscribers, and what do some subscribers do? They watch The Mandalorian. When The Mandalorian's over, they cancel it.
That's me.
And even The Mandalorian wasn't that good this season. I'm sorry, it just wasn't.
Half of them were good.
So a Disney Plus future, it'll be there for a while. Streaming isn't going anywhere, but I don't think it's going to be the cash cow that Disney thinks it was supposed to be. I just don't.
No, I agree. I agree with that 100%. I've just unsubscribed again, and I did just what you said. I watched Mandalorian, and then I unsubbed. Bob and Mary Ellen?
Yeah. I think their movies have been horrible. Yeah. Like, some of them went straight to Disney Plus because they knew they weren't going to get anybody, to come to the box office. So, they need to revamp the industry, like Disney company in general, to get rid of the dead wood or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nick is.
Yeah, I agree.
That's disappointing.
Go ahead, Bob.
I agree. I think totally what Melissa said is just there's no heart and soul in the writing anymore. I don't know what's happened. It's just the writing isn't. There's some, but it's so hit and miss, and they're missing mostly. It seems like. And so I thought Disney Plus was great at first, and then now it's like, is this even worth hanging on to? And I think that's what they're running into.
Yeah, that's the problem, because we were even saying that. But you're right. When it first came out, they had some of those great stories about the history of Disney and Imagineering, and that was fabulous. We enjoyed that very much. And now since then, I'm like,
Nick is, I consider, an expert on the subject, and if he says it's rubbish, I believe it.
That's too bad, Nick.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
I see Horizons 18 was talking about National Treasure. We watched it, and it seemed like it had a lot of potential, but just again, the writing wasn't that good. It didn't flow. It just, I don't know what's going on.
What's up, Mike?
Oh, Jersey
We
Mike.
got Jersey Mike in the house.
Florida Mike.
Florida Mike.
Florida Mike, that's right. He probably spends more time there. Nice to have you here, Mike.
When I first met Mike, Jersey Mike, I said, "Hey, where are you from, Mike?" New Jersey. Oh,
He's from California.
figure that out.
Yeah.
He's from Jersey, California.
We're getting old, Bob. All right. Next question. What would you overhaul? What's the first thing that comes to your mind that you would overhaul or try to improve at Walt Disney World?
Management.
Management. Yep.
Period. I'm serious. Management across the board. It's not just at the top. It's a trickle-down effect. It really is. It works its way all the way down. Those that are in charge of the parks. Remember, Iger's in charge of Disney, period. The company. He's not focusing just on the parks. He's focusing on everything. You have managers inside managers inside managers. Okay, so like there's somebody that manages Main Street, somebody that manages Frontierland, somebody that manages Magic Kingdom, somebody that manages Walt Disney World, somebody that manages, and so you get what my point.
Yeah.
That's where we are lacking. This management staff we have now doesn't have the same vision that the management staffs that were closer back to when Walt Disney was alive had. Their qualities, their values are not there anymore. And the further we get from Walt Disney's vision or people, like as we keep going by generations and generations, we're going to get further and further away from his initial generation. That's going to start to dwindle even more and more and more. And I don't like that. And management is what I would overall.
Eventually people aren't even going to know what the real Disney was, really about and like, and it makes me sad.
Yeah.
If you walk into a bad fast food restaurant and the kids don't give you any attention and it's sloppy, it's management. And that's what you're feeling at Disney World.
Exactly.
Yep.
I agree with that.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's just my opinion. I just think it all starts. You have good management, you'll have a good company.
Yeah.
And it must be people are afraid to speak up or something, because I'm sure the employees are seeing that, especially the old timers, and maybe it's just not an environment that they can speak into or something, and
it's probably true,
and keep their job.
Right.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Mary Ellen?
Oh, I agree. I experienced what Melissa was saying earlier. I'm leaving the park, and their one job was to say, good night, come back soon. And they all just stood around talking to each other and didn't even acknowledge us leaving the park. I mean, it's just, it wasn't very magical.
It isn't. No, I'll go by and I'll be like, bye.
Yeah, we do.
Still don't. We'll go. I'll say, have a good day. And
Yeah.
I'm like, thanks for talking to us.
The one job they have, and that's to say goodbye to you, and they don't even look your way. I mean,
that's their purpose.
It used to be they were practically chasing you down to say goodbye.
It's so different. It was always, you still get several that do it, but I find it's more often that they don't. And it's fresh. Then you get some that are fabulous, and it just suddenly brings you back. And I'm like, that's the Disney magic we're talking about. And I make sure when we have somebody. Okay, so here's a story. We were in Magic Kingdom Sunday, and it was really windy, and I'm clumsy anyway. And I had gone to
So you went to Sleepy Hollow and got food.
And got a waffle chicken sandwich, and Walt wanted a fountain soda because he just went and got a hot dog at the other place. So I'm walking with the tray, and the wind's blowing, and I'm trying to balance because it's blowing my chips up on me, and I knock his soda over, and it goes all over the ground. And there was a janitorial staff there, and he was helping me cleaned up. He's like, I'm going to go get you a new soda. It was like the old school kind of like he went out of his way. And he did.
He went over, got it, brought
over
it
to
back.
Sleepy Hollow, brought back a new soda. And so I immediately, when I see that, I take their names. I go into the app and give a shout out or compliment because, I want people to be recognized for doing the things, and it's sad because that's what you're supposed to do. But he made it special. He was very friendly, had a conversation with me. It was like the old Disney magic again. And I was like, you're awesome.
Yeah.
And I was just like, thank you so much. You just really made my day.
And this isn't a whole, crap on Disney kind of thing. if it's there, it's there. You know, but we're going to tell you if it's there, it's there, and if it's not, I'm going to tell you it's not. And you know, there are some really good cast members out there. There are some fun ones. Yep.
And I'll shout them out anytime I can. Anytime we have anybody that's even like, "Oh, that was awesome," I'll be like, look on their tag. What's their name?" And we'll even shout them out in the chat, and everybody in the chat will be doing
they'll go in and do cast
compliments for people, you know, so they're getting a whole bunch the same day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because it's extending out, and when people see that, you know, it's part of what makes Disney wonderful.
Right.
Yep. I'm going to skip the next question because I think we kind of answered it, and I want to get into an interesting topic. And by the way, there's so many great comments, and I can't keep up with them, but I almost feel like we should have a similar show with some of the people in the chat join us.
It's interesting. Bloomin' Giza there said something about Joe Rohde, and I think he was right. I think that guy had a vision, you know, and really kind of put his heart and soul. But since then, you know, what leader comes to mind that has really been creative like that?
Yeah.
Great.
Can't think of any.
All right. Well, let's talk about live streaming, and I have a couple questions about that. And obviously, so I want to say, because we were talking before the stream, that Walt and Melissa, I've known you guys for, I want to say, between 4 and 5 years. And I remember when they just started live streaming. And, you know, it was, we all start with a humble crowd. But Walt and Melissa have now moved to Florida. They are live streaming regularly from the parks and experiencing, you know, 500. I've seen you with 1,000 people, I believe, once watching your live streams. What is that like? And what do you think is happening now in the world of live streaming, especially at Disney?
Well, it's always fun when you can get a lot of people in there. It's humbling. We're very grateful and very excited when we can get a big crowd. But even if we don't, even if it's 50 people watching or 100 people watching, it's still great that anybody takes their time out of their day to spend it with us. You know, your time is precious, and we're just over the moon that anybody would even take the time to come into our stream and watch. So it's fun. I mean, we've really enjoyed it. There's a lot of nice, wonderful, generous people out there, very generous, with super chats and things like that are just unbelievable, but funny people too. Funny. They make us laugh. Oh, Kitty. They make us laugh. There's been times when we were like, I don't know if I want to stream today, and we'll go in, and at the end of the stream, we're like, man, I'm glad I did that. We needed it.
It's funny. People share like, oh, you made my day. You made me. But people do that for us.
Yeah.
You know, we'll have we get out of work and we go over, and I'm like,
yeah, it's true.
And they cheer us up. So it's like we feed back with each other, and I am just so shocked at what an amazing community we have. I was thinking with all this on YouTube when we first started, I'm like, oh, there's going to be drama. There's going to be yuck. There's going to be this. There's always mean people. Honestly, we have I don't want to jinx it, but we have so many amazing people we've met and just have grown to love in the chat. And you notice when they're not there and you get sad and you're like, hey, and if you have ways to reach out and just people that have really touched our lives.
Yeah. Made a lot of really good friends.
Really incredible.
Yeah,
us.
it has.
I was about to call out somebody who I didn't know was in our chat, somebody who has been an incredible moderator and part of this community, and that is Kenneth H.
Yeah, Kenneth's great.
Kenneth,
we got to meet Kenneth.
We met him, him and his wife and their kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the kids.
Yeah.
Kenneth will let me know about live streamers that I don't know about for the live place.
Cool.
Very, what's the word I'm looking for? He's just very proactive in the live stream and gives a lot of time. And so, yeah, good to have Kenneth here. All right.
Here's what I'll say about what's changing in the world of Disney live streaming. Choice is changing. You know, there's so many live streamers now. And we all do the same thing. We're all in the parks, riding the rides, showing the rides. What makes people different is the different personalities and different ways you present it. There's going to be some overlapping for sure, but I think choice is the big thing in what's changing in the world of Disney live streaming. Everybody live streams now.
Yeah.
Everybody. You'll go to that first Halloween party, there'll be 10 people live streaming. I'm telling you, there'll be, and that's not even counting the vloggers. So that's the big change. Is it's been kind of diluted a little bit. There's so many out there. I always kid with Pete. Pete always says to me, he goes, "Oh, I can't wait to celebrate the day you reach 100,000," and I just laugh at him. I'm like, Pete, we're not ever making 100,000 people. He goes, "Oh yes, you are." I'm like, Pete, stop drinking the Kool-Aid. No, we're not. I'm like, first off, there's too many choices now. I said, people aren't even going to find us because they're going to find somebody else that they like, and then they're not even going to look anymore. So it's choice has been the big thing, I think, that has been the change. And just so many people from the parks now.
Yeah.
I mean, there used to be a time when there was only 1 or 2 people going from the parks, and that was it. That's the only choices you had. So that's who you watched. Now you can watch anybody.
You just find somebody if you feel like watching a park.
Yeah, go to the live place and you'll find them. There they are. It's your TV guide of live streamers right there.
Well, I do remember when there was you guys, Diz Our Dream, and Myers and the Mouse. That felt to me like, okay, we had Resort TV 1, we had Corey Meets World, and then you guys, 3 guys, and I know I'm leaving people out, Steve's World too. And
who was that?
He's a partner channel of yours. Or is
Disney
he?
All things fun. I know who you're talking about now.
Anyway, now, like you say, there can be 10, there can be 15 people streaming at the same time. It's crazy. What are your future plans, or are you going to just keep doing things as you're doing them now? And I will say, you guys put out great, like I've seen you do restaurant reviews, and you do a really nice job with your restaurant reviews.
Thank you.
I love food.
Well, we'll do more of those. We enjoy doing them. We try to do them a little bit different than what you normally would see. Try to make it our own little niche on how we do it. So I hope people like the way we do it, because a lot of people will show themselves eating the food or talking about the food right in the restaurant. We tend to just not do that, because we wait till we get outside.
Yep.
Do it where it's quiet. You can really hear us well. We'll show you the food. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it as I'm showing it to you. We try to do that. We really enjoy the vlogs. We're still going to continue the live stream. We may scale back a little bit, so we're able to kind of have a little bit of flexibility and freedom to an extent to do some other things. But we're not going anywhere for a while for sure. We just enjoy it too much. We enjoy the people.
Yeah.
The people is what we enjoy. It really is the people.
Yeah.
That's it for me, definitely. If it wasn't for that,
And that's why we watch you guys, because we enjoy you. And so, it goes both ways.
You guys are excellent with the chat. You guys are excellent at that. That's a gift.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say hi to Pamela Hoffman and Heather Springer, who sprung in here.
Guys. How you doing?
Okay.
Yeah, I have to say the same thing. One of the things that kind of draws me to a live stream is just when people seem to just be out there kind of sharing their experience and having a good time, and it's not like a competition or anything, and that's what the sense I get from you guys is you're just having a good time, sharing it with us, and I just feel relaxed, and those are the kind of streams I like to go on. I don't get on many these days, but when I do, that's kind of what I'm looking for.
Well, the thing about it is I always tell folks, I say, look, find somebody you like. If that's us, great. If it's not, we understand. We want you to enjoy the stream you're watching. We'll do our best to make that, but if it's not happening with us, we get it. Go watch somebody that's going to make you enjoy it. You're right, because it's not a competition. If that's the case, man, you're going to be having a lot of sleepless nights. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy growth. I look at the numbers. I'm not going to say I don't. Of course, I like to see when I hit 15,000. It makes me very, excited and happy. But if we don't, we don't. It's okay. Yeah. We're having a good time.
You guys, it's coming to the top of the hour, and I want to just finish this off with 5 quick lightning questions. And Bob and Mary Ellen, you have to guess. We're going to go through this in 2 minutes because they have an event tonight.
Oh, we can go over a little bit, Dean.
You can go over?
Please. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, as long as I'm out by like 8:30 or so, please. Yeah, I don't want to rush you.
Okay, well, we got 5 questions. I'm not going to have the time to get the chat on it. I apologize to everybody. And by the way, it's just been a great, obviously, some of the followers of Mouse Talk came here. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. And we're going to go through. Let's see how well we know Walt and Melissa with 5 more Disney questions. I will ask Bob and Mary Ellen to give their answers and myself before Walt and Melissa do. All right. The first one's going to be hard. Least favorite ride in all of Walt Disney World. That's a tough one.
Oh, not for us.
Figment.
Yeah. Figment.
Current Figment.
Yeah. Man. Okay, I'll go Carousel of Progress. I don't know.
Indiana Jones. It's not really a ride, but
Yeah. Okay, what's the answer?
Go ahead.
Oh, we just did going with Tower of Terror.
No, actually,
No?
Tower of Terror is not my least favorite ride. I'm scared of it, but the queue is great. The ride is great. I just can't do it.
Yeah, I can't either.
I've done it, but I don't dislike the ride. I'm just scared of it. Mission Space.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Mine's actually Space Mountain.
Space
Mission
Mountain.
Space for me. Mission Space is a. Moving on, please.
Mission Space. Bob, we would agree with that, right?
We haven't ridden it since we moved to Florida.
I've rode it once.
I haven't. Not once.
Yep.
I mean, I'll do the green every once in a while, but I definitely don't do the orange.
Oh, we've
Yeah.
never done the orange.
Yeah.
No.
I kind of forget it's there, to be honest.
yeah, I've never ridden it for that reason.
I love Carousel of Progress, and I do. I think it's great.
Sorry.
That's
I
okay.
feel like
Okay.
I said a bad thing. Carousel
No,
of
You have
Progress.
the
is
right
great.
to your own opinion, Dean.
Don't worry, Steve would have said that.
Oh, I like Carousel of Progress. All right. It's just I was guessing what yours was. All right. Maybe this is an easy one. Favorite animal on AK Safari? I feel like that's an easy question. Mary
It is for
Ellen?
you, for sure.
Giraffe.
Giraffe? Bob?
I like the lions. You know, those
Lion.
are
I'm
cool.
going lions.
Rhino. The white
Rhino.
rhinos. I like the black rhinos too, but I really love the white rhinos. That's my favorite.
Elephants are my favorite.
Elephant.
But I do love to see the giraffes because they come really close to
Yes.
the truck sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's why I love
Well,
that. It's,
the,
whoa.
the rhinos will too. One time we had the
Yeah,
rhinos
that's
like right
true.
next to the truck. I was like, oh my God, I felt like
Mhm.
jumping off, but I knew he would probably kill me.
How do they get them
Like
not to
going
charge
to
the
Disney
truck?
cruise.
Huh?
How do they get them to not charge the truck?
I don't know, but maybe they do. I would not be surprised. But the one time Charlie and Stacy did a live stream and the rhino ran by
Yeah.
their truck.
Wow.
Wasn't it running behind them?
Yeah, something
It
like
was
that.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
I think we
okay.
kind of know this already, but favorite CEO other than Walt? I think we're all probably going to guess the same thing, but Bob, what do you think they're going to say?
Yeah, I have to agree. I thought Eisner was good compared to, I maybe didn't know that he was as good until the other ones came after him. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eisner.
Eisner. Is it Eisner?
It is. It's just Disney was so much fun back then. It was just a different animal.
Yeah. All right. Favorite restaurant on Walt Disney World property? And there's so many, so this is going to be really hard.
Does
but,
it count hotels too?
Hotels
Oh yeah.
in the parks. Yeah.
Sanaa.
Sanaa. Yeah, that's my favorite.
I'm gonna say Le Cellier.
Le Cellier.
Yeah, I mean, because Ohana's used to be, but last time I was there, I wasn't as impressed. So
Yeah, it's gone downhill.
Now I think I remember Walt and Melissa eating at the Japan restaurant. What's it called?
Tepanetto.
Tepanito. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll guess Tepanito.
Go ahead.
I can't pick one.
It's Sanaa. Yes, it is.
Sanaa.
Sanaa for her. For me, it might be Bob. You're on track with me. It's either Le Cellier or Via Napoli or even Shula's. Shula's over at the Swan.
Oh.
I mean, not the Swan, the Dolphin. Amazing. But if I had to pick one, I probably would go with Le Cellier because I really love a great filet, and their filet is just amazing over there.
Oh.
Ensenadas,
Yeah.
definitely.
And breadsticks.
Napoli too.
Yeah, Via Napoli is amazing. Great Italian. Great Italian.
Yeah, we like that. Okay, favorite nighttime outdoor show, and this would be like, even if it's not the current one, so you could pick a version that's from the past if you prefer.
Oh, then we know what yours is.
And
Uh,
it's a tough one, isn't it? I'll go happily ever after. I have no idea.
Phantasmic.
Mine will always and ever be Illuminations, Reflections of Earth. But
Yeah.
I'm just an old nostalgic guy.
So that's your guess for them, Illuminations?
Oh no, that's mine. I guess that's right. We were supposed to guess. Yeah.
I like hearing yours.
I'll say
better.
Happily Ever After.
Happily ever after? Okay.
Well, I think. Go ahead. I'll let you go first.
Mine is Happily Ever After. By far.
Now, if I get to pick
Yeah.
from the past, then it's easily the Main Street Electrical Parade.
Oh.
Yeah, I so upset that that's gone. Yeah, the Main Street. We need a nighttime parade back at Magic Kingdom, but Main Street Electrical Parade was my absolute favorite. But if I didn't pick that, I would have picked Happily Ever After.
Yeah. That had some cool music, right?
Happily Ever After?
No, the Main Street Electrical.
Oh, yeah. I love the music from that.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I
Yes.
listened to old audio of that. I love it. Okay. And finally, the last question. And
Oh gosh.
what extinct ride do you wish that they could bring back? And obviously, we talked about one earlier, but we don't know if that's the one they would bring back. Okay, Bob, let's start with your guess. What do you think Walt and Melissa will say?
Oh boy. I'm trying to think of I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark. How about the backlot tour?
Ooh, yeah. Rob Fuzz would agree with that one. Okay, Mary Ellen?
Horizons?
Yeah, I mean, how can you not say Horizons? But they may not.
I know what we three would say. I'm not sure about what
We're probably older, so
Yeah. I'll just say great movie ride.
Go ahead.
We never got to experience Horizons.
We never
really
Okay.
we never got to
Our
experience
first trip was in 1998.
it. 98 was our first.
Oh, and it was gone for a little bit.
Missed it.
Yeah, we just missed it.
So I'm very disappointed. Everybody says how amazing that was.
Yours
so.
is definitely a great movie.
Great
ride.
movie, right?
Yeah. For me, it's kind of a tie. Backlot.
I would love to see.
I would love to see the backlot
Nice.
come back. Or actually, I kind of miss Snow White's Scary Adventures.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, I do.
We need a lot of old Hollywood studios.
I do. I actually really enjoyed that ride, and I'm really sorry that it's gone. But I also missed the backlot tour. I think the
when it was
backlot
in its heyday,
was amazing.
It was amazing.
It
We got to
was.
see the houses and all the it was so good.
Look at
I
those
love
things.
seeing the
It's so
workers.
my family loved that one.
Yeah, right. When you could see the workers. Remember the part where you used to walk through and you could see all the props and everything? You could look in.
Old school
yeah.
MGM.
Awesome.
I miss a lot of that.
You felt like you were part of a movie. I mean, you really did.
Yes, that was
Yeah.
the whole point.
Agreed.
It was so
Now
cool.
it's not even Hollywood studios anymore. I don't feel like it's even. I don't know. I guess it's still kind of movie themes, but it's not the same.
Well, guys, this has been awesome. It's 10 after. Thank you, Walt, Melissa. We sure appreciate it with all
Thank you.
that you're doing, that you would take time. We appreciate it. I wasn't getting all choked up and I wasn't going to cry. I
That's
honestly
okay.
got something stuck in my throat.
All right. We have that effect on people, so you held your composure very good.
Hairball.
Thank you.
No,
Congrats.
we appreciate it. This is always fun, and we're like I said, we're very blessed to know all of you, Mary Ellen, Bob, Dean, everybody. We're just very blessed and honored, and everybody in the chat. We have a very good community here. We really, really do. We all look out for each other for the most part, and we're just blessed and honored to be a part of it. So we appreciate you having us on.
Well, thank you for
We
being here.
enjoy you guys. I would say just keep doing what you're doing because
Yeah.
I think you guys are doing a fantastic job.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed running into you that one time over at
Yeah.
Disney Springs. That was so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I hope to get to see you again, Mary Ellen as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope to see you guys soon.
Yeah,
Cool.
we hope to all be down there again sometime. I think we're talking early next year. So, all right. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks in the chat. Nice to have you all here. I wish I could say goodbye individually, but we will be back every month. We're going to try to have a guest on. We have somebody that we're probably going to have on in June. And so thanks again. And we'll talk to you soon. I'm going to end the broadcast. Have a great night.
Bye, everybody.